What's up guys and welcome back to another video. Game week 29 is coming up and as we all know it's gonna be a blank game week. I think it's only 4 games, so 8 teams are playing. And the games that are gonna be played are kinda... it's not the best fixtures. So it's definitely gonna be a pretty difficult game week for most people, especially if you don't have your free hit, or if you're not gonna wildcard. Unless you have planned long time ago when you have 11 players. It's going to be a difficult game week, but I know a lot of people are going to use their free hit this week, so I'm going to show you the team that I would build if I was going to use my free hit this week. Personally, I used my own free hit chip in game week 18, I think it was, when it was another blank game week earlier in the season. But for those who are going to use it this week, I'm going to give you some tips on the plays I would go for. So let's just get into it. And starting off in the defense, I would go for Sanchez in goal. I think defensively, Brighton has the best fixture. Not only that Brighton has some really good underlying stats for the defense, they have conceded goals in the last few game weeks, but underlying stats still says that they are a good defensive team, and they are playing against Newcastle, who has been struggling attackingly, and they have, I think Wilson is out, Alex and Massimo, I'm not sure if he's going to play, but if he's out as well, I think that Newcastle is definitely a team that you could target for defensive stats. So I think both having Sanchez and Dunk is not a bad option this game week to go for them. Obviously, if you free hit, you can triple up on the teams that you think is going to win and stuff. But I wouldn't really triple up on the defense, because then you're really putting all your eggs in one basket. But two defenders from Brighton, I think, is still a good idea. Then we have Cresswell playing against Arsenal. Not an easy game. Arsenal are good attacking, but they're also pretty poor defensively. They have conceded in the last 6 or 7 games or something. I think they're the only team in Premier League that has conceded every game in the last 6 or 7 game weeks. So I think Cresswell could have some attacking returns, because he's taking all the set pieces. He's really good with his crossing, and maybe he can get an attacking return, and also maybe they can keep a clean sheet as well. So I think Cresswell is a good option as well this week. You're gonna see the bench as well. I have other options on the bench you can go for. Dallas, I would never trust Leeds with a clean sheet. They did keep a clean sheet against Chelsea, but I would never really trust them to get a clean sheet. But the reason with going for Dallas is that he's such an attacking player. If he is playing as a midfielder, which he did against Chelsea, and it has done a couple of games this season, I think it's a good option because he could get some attacking returns. And they are playing against Fulham, who has been pretty good defensively, but also they do concede goals. So I think that Dallas is a good option just for attacking returns and potentially a clean sheet. Then in midfield, we do know that Son is injured now. We don't know if he's going to be injured for the game week, but right now he is flagged as injured and he's probably gonna miss the game week. So in the midfield, I would go for Bale. If Son was injury free, I would go for the double up. But now I'm gonna go for Bale, because I still think that Tottenham could get some attacking returns against Aston Villa, even though Aston Villa are pretty good defensively. And then the rest of the midfield is kind of interesting. We have Rafinha, who I think is the best player in Leeds for sure. Leeds is such an attacking team. I think they can definitely score against Fulham. And now also when Bamford is probably injured, I think Rafinha is the safest option, and maybe he's going to be on penalties, who knows, but it's definitely going to be on a lot of free kicks and set pieces, so I think Rafinha is a great option. Then we have Lookman and Trossard, 2 pretty interesting players that I wouldn't bring into my team if I was just making regular transfers, but if you're going to make a free hit team this week, I think that both of these players are pretty good options. Lookman is playing against Leeds. Leeds are really poor defensively this season. They did keep a clean sheet last game, but they have been poor defensively. So you want to target some Fulham attacker, I would say. And I think Lookman is the one that might be like the safest option. The new striker Maja, whatever, he scored 2 goals in the second game, but then he hasn't scored at all for I don't know how many games it is now, 7 or something. So I wouldn't go for him. I would go for Lookman. And then Trossard, I think he looks really good when he's playing. And you probably do want to have a Brighton attacker as well, because you're playing against Newcastle, and Newcastle are pretty poor. They are actually really shit this season. So I think Trossard is actually a good idea. You could go for Mopé as well, but I do prefer Trossard. I think he's a better player, and I think he did score the last game week, and I think he could definitely have some attacking return. Then the strikers then. This could be interesting as well. This is more like template picks. So you have Kane, close to scoring against Arsenal, didn't score, unfortunately. I had him as my captain. We have Antonio. I think Arsenal, as I said, they have conceded in the last 6 or 7 game weeks at least a goal per game. So I think that they will probably get a second turn, West Ham, and I think Antonio hopefully is going to be involved. So that could be a really good option. And then we have Lacazette, who you could definitely go without an Arsenal player if you want, because West Ham does have a pretty solid defense, but I think Arsenal could score. And I do like I said right now, especially now when Aubameyang is, he was sidelined because of some, I think he missed, he was late to the pre-session or whatever, so there is some like, what do you call it? Like, it's not a professional level that it's not like the football level that he's left out of the squad or the starting 11. It's more like he's not acting professional. So I think Lacazette could start again and also be on penalties. So I think he is definitely a good option. And then we have the bench. You could pick any of these players to start as well. I was actually thinking about starting Target over Dallas, but I think that Tottenham will probably score, and then you will rely on the Target to keep a clean sheet. Get an attacking return, which he could, definitely. So it's definitely a good option. Anderson against Leeds. Do you think Leeds is not going to score? You can definitely go for Anderson. If you think Arsenal is going to batter, or at least score a lot against West Ham, I think Smith Rowe is a good option. He's really cheap. He's a great player if you're going to wildcard as well, to just have enabled cash for other spots in your team, because he's so cheap. He's really good playing, and he's probably going to start again against West Ham. And then Martinez, my favorite goalkeeper in this game. But I think for this game week, he's playing Tottenham. I think there's a bigger chance that Brighton is going to keep a clean sheet against Newcastle than Tottenham Aston Villa against Tottenham. So I definitely think Sanchez should start in that case. But yeah, this is the team, and I would probably captain Kane just because he's the template captain this week. And you can go for Rafinha vice captain. I think that Trossard could be a great differential captain. Even maybe one of the other attackers. You can also go for defender. Like, I think a Brighton player could be a great differential pick this week, but when it comes to captains, I'm kind of a coward. I usually go for the safest option, which always doesn't really work out. So it might be good to go for differentials, but yeah, this is team selection. Hope you like it, and if you have any questions, let me know, and good luck this week.